What's up guys? Today we're taking the puppets for a walk and I'm going to show you how to put two of yourself in the same video clip. It's very easy if you use Filmora, and I'm sure you could use this same technique on many other editing programs. Alright, let the walk begin. Zoe, I think I can see your sandy spot. It's just got a river between us and it.
I think mine's up there further.
Okay. We'll trust your sense of direction. Lead on. Lead on. Oh, yeah, that was... I just discovered the limitations of friction. I've got my tow rope. Humans aren't meant to go down there unless you want to get very muddy and very wet. Sorry, your beach doesn't exist.
I know. Sorry.
Next beach. We're going to go to the next beach. This one went for a swim. You did this. Creating two of yourself or even three of yourself is a really cool and interesting way to make your film just that little bit more engaging. You can have conversations with yourself, or you could even overlay principles while you're doing some of the work in the background. So first of all, you've got to get some B-roll. That's the first trick, and not wrap yourself up in blackberries. Alright, location 2. We know the beach is here this time, and it'll be a really good spot to do this double U in a video, won't it?
Yeah.
Right, now for the tutorial. This is the easy part. It's really fun. All you got to do is pick a nice location. Make sure there isn't too much movement in the background. If there is movement, make sure it's way off in the distance, so like moving water or whatever becomes blurred and it's very easy to look over. The other thing is lighting. Make sure that you have consistent lighting. So at the moment we've got beautiful clear blue skies, except I have got a lot of shadows to work with, and that could become a problem. So indoors is usually better than outdoors, but you can do it outdoors if you do it quickly. I've done two things. I've picked a spot. We've got a nice little bench here that overlooks the water, and I've also put a mark down. Now this mark is the center line for my camera frame. Really important. If you have the line grids on a DSLR camera, you could utilize them as well. You want to make sure that nothing crosses over from this side of the frame to this side of the frame. That's my line. I don't go over it. So you want to make sure that the camera does not move at all, and then what you want to do is take your secondary clip after you filmed your first one. So it's that simple. All you want to do is whack down a tripod, don't move the camera, take your first clip, and then without moving the camera, turn it off, start a new clip and walk into the other side of the frame, making sure not to cross over that center line. Anything that crosses over that center line, like a shadow or a car or anything like that, will be cut off in the post edit. So you want to make sure that, again, your background stays pretty neutral and you don't have any lighting issues. You can do a whole range of different things with this, but this is the basic principle. Once you get this down, you'll be able to add on to it. Right, so we've got to go home and show you how to put those things together to make it look like it did. Spot, do you hate birds? Spot hates birds. And over there is a really big bird, a pelican. That Spot, don't you go swimming for him. No. Eating pelican's delicious, I assume, as a bird. Well, no, as a bird, you wouldn't eat a pelican if you're a bird.
Big birds.
If you're a dog. Yeah. you want to go to the dam? Letting some water out. It's a pretty spectacular sight. But what's even more spectacular is when Grizzly thinks that he is me. Are you driving, mate? Alright, very good. So you've got all your sweet footage and now you're ready to put it together in Filmora. If you get it right with the lighting and you have everything ready, download your images onto your computer, open up the folder, and I find it really a lot easier to import just the clips that I need when I'm doing a double me into Filmora, edit them, save them, and then import them into my main movie. So that's what I'm doing currently. So we're just going to work on those two clips. Alright, here we go. The first thing that you want to do is find your two clips. So we've got one just here and we've got one just here. And these are the two clips we're going to use. So we're going to select both of them and we're going to drag them down into Filmora. Once they're loaded up, you want to pick your primary clip. Now your primary clip is the one that you talk in. So this is the clip just here. This is where I did all my talking, and that is going to be on my main line. Now the reason that's on my main line is so I can edit volume and I can do a whole heap of other things with it. If you do it on a secondary clip, you actually lose a lot of your adjustability in Filmora. We're going to trim it down to where I start talking, which is somewhere here. Whoa, that was loud.
You want to make... So...
There we go. Alright, so we'll get rid of the fat. Well, I'm actually going to mute this too, just because of how loud that was. We come all the way to the end and we're going to trim off just where I turn off the camera. There we go. Alright, so now we've got our first clip ready. Now the second clip, we're going to use pip 2. So we come to our second clip and we're going to drag it down onto pip 2. Now you have to line these up. If you're doing talking sequences or if you're doing anything that involves interaction with yourself, you will actually need to time it. Otherwise it will not work. It's a lot easier if you get that first clip downloaded onto a phone or something and have a secondary party there that can give you an indication of when you're meant to talk or when you're meant to do the action to interact with the other version of you. But we're not doing any of that here. All I said was sup. So we just go to a stage where it roughly matches up with the top clip. So we get rid of a lot of the first stuff. We don't need any of that and we're going to drag it in. Alright, beautiful. So now we've got two clips sitting on top of each other, but you can't see through it. What we're going to do is put a frame block on the actual clip, and frame blocking is very, very simple on Filmora. We select the bottom clip, we right click, advanced edit, and you'll automatically open up to the screen that says mask. When you get to the screen that says mask, what you're going to do is select one that fits. Now, if you select the full mask, it will get rid of one entire clip and then you can adjust it with the sliders down the bottom. But because we're doing a 50-50, this is what that line was in the middle, we can scroll down to the bottom and double click on that one and you can see it automatically brings in my other self. Now there is a couple of issues with my video that I pointed out earlier that you saw. In the center line here we actually have a color discrepancy, and that's because this clip and this clip were filmed approximately 3 to 4 minutes apart and the light outside had moved on sunset, which is a real pain in the butt. If it was a midday we wouldn't have so much of an issue. The other thing that we've got is a shadow crossover here. Now the shadow crossover is exactly what you would think. It is the center line being crossed, and that's why I said it's very important for you not to do that. Now you can make adjustments to this. So what we're going to actually do is adjust the width a little bit, and you can see that by adjusting the width we're bringing in the slider, or in the frame block just there. bring it back a little bit from my elbow. But what this does here is it allows the color to be not as noticeable. You can also adjust the color on the film clips in Filmora, and sometimes you can get them right. But again, lighting, it's so crucial for this. And there's not much I can do about that shadow in the middle. That's okay. So we've got that roughly worked out. What I'm going to do is play to make sure that the clip works.
So you want to make sure that the camera does not move at all, and then what you want to do is take your secondary clip after you filmed your first one.
Alright, so it looks like it is all working there. It doesn't look like we've got any other crossover, and that means we can press OK. If you want to double check it on your main screen, you have to render it, otherwise it will not play properly. There you have it, guys. That's how to add two of yourself into Filmora. Obviously, I wasn't in a completely controlled environment there, and I did have some crossovers, but I think it's also good to see some of the mistakes so you can understand what to avoid doing. I'm going to leave a link in the description to another one of these videos that I did where I had two of myself in the same clip for a very extended period of time, and it worked perfectly because I was controlling all of those elements with line crossover and lighting. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and interesting. I want to see some of your videos too, so if you've got anything that you've done like this, I would love to see what other people are getting up to on Filmora. Alright guys, peace, I'm out.